Why do past lives matter is the topic of today's Soul Sovereignty and Sexuality podcast with myself, Jessica Falcon, international soul embodiment guide and relationship expert. Past lives. I've done a few episodes on how to access past lives through the body. And I was getting my haircut the other day, actually, in Ohio, since I'm traveling, and taught a workshop here, Sacred Body Wisdom Workshop, and mentioned a little bit about what I do to the hairdresser. And she was like, tell me about past lives. I want to know my past lives. And I hear this a lot when people learn that one of the things I do when I work with my clients one-on-one is I help them access their past lives. I take them into their energy body, and sometimes past lives come up as we're looking at a struggle that they're having or a challenge that they're having in their life, because the past life is a way to get to the root of what's going on in this life. And I said to her, we don't go into the past lives just for fun. It's not a game. It's not play. We go into past lives because we want to get to the root of something that is coming up in our lives. And I think it's an important distinction, because there's sometimes this fascination with past lives, or am I starseed? Am I this? Am I that? And it can become really ungrounded really quickly when you're not then embodying the shift and making the changes in your present day life that are required to come back into wholeness and come back into your truth and come back into your sovereignty. And that's why I thought it was important to have this conversation on the podcast. When clients come to me and we do a divine activation portal on which we are sitting there one-on-one, usually on Zoom, and I'm tuning into their energetic field. Their soul communicates to me through my body, and their soul guides me to where we need to go in their body. And that can then bring up a past life emotion, a past life memory, past life experience that is present in the energetic field now. This is why it matters. We like to think of time as linear. The past, the present, the future. Mind puts time in this linear formation, but time is not linear. Time is not linear. Galileo, when he was inventing the concept of time as we know it, he was using a pendulum, moving it around and around and around. Oop, and it goes in a circle. Okay. So if you visualize this as a circle, time is actually a circle. So what is happening, say, in the present is also happening in the quote past and future simultaneously. It's just separated by space, which is why your energy body is formed by the energy of your soul. Your soul is the individuated aspect of the divine that is you. Your soul has past, present, future lifetimes. Your energy body is experiencing them all simultaneously. There is no separation because time is not linear. So you can access the energy of a past life through your present life. You can also shift your future life through the energy of your current self, your current energy body, this manifestation, right? That's what manifestation is all about. It's working with your energy to create shifts that allow the future to change because your energy has changed. And when you start to work with your body as energy, this is the power that you have, is you're healing these past life rifts. You're shifting your future because you're coming into wholeness. You're coming into your power. You're coming into your sovereignty. This, I believe, is the path of ascension. You're coming back in a union with God, source, goddess, universe, whatever name you have for it, which is the path of ascension. And it's also to embody that here on earth so that there is no more separation between the divine, quote, heaven, quote, the spirit, and matter, earth, your body. They're in union once again. This is the main topic of my forthcoming book, which I've been working on. And this is also the main focus of my work one-on-one with clients and retreats and workshops and online groups. Because you are a multidimensional being. You are not purely physical. You're a multidimensional being who chose to be here on this planet. And if you chose to be here on this planet, then you have also likely had other lives on this planet or other lives on other star systems. And you've created these or adopted these energetic imprints because your energy, as you pass through these other lifetimes and these other experiences, that energy body is affected by those other lifetimes and those other experiences, particularly if you were giving your power away, for example. So a lot of past life healing is around identifying ways in which you gave your power away to a person, to a thing. This can be connected to soul contracts. And this life, if you're having this kind of conversation, listening to this kind of podcast, is for you to then recognize that and come back into your power so that you heal the cord, you heal the miasma, you heal that imprint, you come back into wholeness with you and your divine truth, which then breaks the karmic contract. I have done an episode specifically on karma in relationships, which you might want to go back and listen to if you feel like you're experiencing karmic relationships. I experienced them, and I have identified the ways in which a lot of this really shows up in people on an energetic and emotional level. When you spend time bringing your awareness, your third eye, into the body, connecting with it as energy, which I teach in the online Sacred Body Wisdom series, available now, then you start to allow the energy within you to vibrate and to move and to come to the surface. And sometimes that energy is trauma from past lives. Sometimes that energy is a past life energetic imprint. Again, I'm using the terms past lives and future lives because that's how we speak of them, because that's the way the mind comprehends them, even though, again, it's all in your energy body now, in the present. Because the present's the opportunity to come into wholeness. You might touch these old energies. You might touch suppressed emotions. You might touch stagnant energy. You might touch a visual or an experience of a different lifetime in which you've been holding on to, and that energy of that lifetime has been following you around, creating the same struggles in your relationships over and over and over. Raise your hand, right, to yourself listening to this podcast if you've ever noticed that no matter who you're with, the same kind of struggles keep happening in your relationships. Or no matter what job you have the same sense of unhappiness. Doesn't matter how good the people are, how good the job is. Or if you find you have the same struggles with money over and over and over, it doesn't matter where you're working. When I was an attorney, I was a practicing attorney for 7 years. Granted, I worked for the state. I was a criminal prosecutor. Don't make a whole lot of money. But I had the same kind of financial beliefs, financial struggles that I was having after I left the legal profession and was at the beginning of becoming an entrepreneur. Same exact beliefs. There was really no difference. That's when I knew this is different than just a job situation or a temporary situation. This is recurring. And when something is recurring, you get to the root. And that root is often a past life or energetic imprint that your soul wants you to see, often in which you separated from your divine truth so that you can come back into union with your divine truth. And there's nothing bad with what happened. We're here to experience life. We're here to experience contrast. We're here to experience these things, not because we're bad or something is wrong. If you've experienced financial struggle, if you've experienced struggle in relationships, because you've experienced troubles with your body, nothing is wrong with you. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just, how can I come into deeper alignment with the truth of who I am? Because it's time to return to union. It's time to return to union with my own divinity and embody that, which then allows me to see all the ways in which I haven't been in union, which I've been separating myself from the abundance that is my birthright, for example, separating myself from the love that is my birthright, keeping myself stuck in cycles of not being seen because I keep choosing partners who can't see me, right? Any of this sound familiar? It's very common. And then that's when you know past life might matter. But you don't necessarily, I don't necessarily want clients to come to me and say, I just want to know my past lives. What I want to hear as an energetic healer is you are coming in because you're noticing a struggle, you're noticing a challenge, and you want to open up to seeing whatever it is you have to see to come back into wholeness and back into your power and back into your sovereignty. And if that includes a past life, great. And if that's something from this life, great. If that's an old wound, great. If that's an old belief system, great. The point is that you say, I'm ready to end this struggle, challenge. I'm ready to see the truth. I'm ready to come into my power. I'm ready to be in my sovereignty. And then your soul shows you what you need to see for that to happen. Those are the people I want to invite into my divine activation portals to work with me one-on-one, or into the Sacred Body Wisdom series, or into my retreats or workshops. Because that means you're ready to actually transform. And I will do another podcast episode on what can stop us from transforming as well in the future. So stay tuned for that. If you're not already subscribed to the Soul Sovereignty Sexuality Podcast, make sure you subscribe below. You can also sign up to receive the episodes delivered straight to your inbox each week. When you do, you'll also get a free womb meditation to activate your sexual energy. And this is for men and women, because you can have an energetic womb. You don't need to have a physical uterus for this to apply, to really move your own life force and activate that within you. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Soul Sovereignty Sexuality Podcast. Drop any comments or questions below. I always love to hear from you, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love.